Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I was just looking through the contracts here to see if there's any that we want to do. And, I mean, we're going to want to do this Explore Eve contract. We're not going to do a landing on Eve, I don't think. But we could certainly do something with Gilly. But we need to plant a flag on Minmus. That is currently our quote-unquote top priority. I mean, it's not a huge priority, but we should do it. So we're going to go ahead and open up our, not moon lander, but our redesigned lander here. This is a lot more powerful in theory. I do want to check the center of mass versus the aerodynamic overlay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm a little concerned about how tall the rocket is, but it might be okay. We've got Jeb, Bill, and Valentina in this. We don't want Valentina, we want Hadgard. And Jeb is correct. So we want to bring Jeb along here. Okay, is that everything that we need? I think it is. Let's double check in our cargo storage unit. Yeah, that looks good. So we're ready to do this, and we're going to be landing at the same landing site. We're going to be doing some more exciting missions soon, but we do still need to get a bit more science here, and we're going to start doing our actual missions soon as well. Remember, we are a deep space mining company. We're not necessarily about all this science, but we do need it to do what I want to do. So we're going to find ourselves some asteroids eventually, but now is not the time for that. Let's go ahead and double check our thrust weight, 1.65. Okay, so yeah, we can get a little bit more weight in this, but overall, I'm reasonably content with that. Off we go. Helps if I throttle up. We can grab an atmospheric analysis, and we will go ahead and contain that. We can grab it again, but we don't have anywhere to put it, so we'll just hold it there for now. We should definitely start heading on over. Okay, we'll just lock to prograde for the moment. I would like to be tipping over a little bit faster here, but this is fine. Oh, and I did want to point out, it was mentioned that there's a possibility that, and this doesn't apply to this particular flight, but there's a possibility that when we had the KER mysteriously appear before, it was because we had Bill? Maybe. That's a possibility. I'd have to test that, and we could maybe do that at some point here. But that'll not be during this flight, obviously. So we're going to continue to take off, and we will be done with our solid fuel here pretty soon. So our SRBs are going to detach, and we're going to grab our atmospheric analysis from flying high over the water, and we will collect that. Wonderful. We have a lot of altitude here. That's for sure. We're going to detach our SRBs, and we are going to head over to the horizon. And I guess we could target, I don't know, like 150 for the apoapsis height. We have very little vertical speed, or rather horizontal speed this time. So we're certainly going to need a lot more horizontal speed, and no, stop fighting me over to prograde. Thanks. Jeb, just hold at the horizon. There you go. There you go, buddy. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we need more horizontal speed. We know that for a fact. We're going to continue burning horizontally here. And yeah, we had too much vertical speed. That is definitely true. We're almost done burning out this first stage here. We may as well burn the rest of this horizontally, I think. And then we'll circularize in orbit. We're in space now. There we go. Not quite a single stage to orbit. If I had done that ascent profile a little bit better, it probably would have been. And then we'll just need to get this somewhere around here. I mean, that's only 685.7 meters per second. That's really not so bad. I do want to fire these guys, and we can do that right now. Get rid of those. We're not going to need to carry that mass anymore. And we will position for this burn. And we'll go ahead and warp to it. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy burn. 1 minute and 55 seconds. That's lengthier than I expected, but this is low thrust to weight. So we're going to need to start doing this burn at T minus, let's see here. It'd be like 1 minute minus 2.5 seconds, right? I think. Or it'd be minus 10 seconds. It'd be minus 10 seconds. So at T minus 50 seconds, that's not right. I cannot math. Okay. So 30 seconds plus half of 55 seconds, which is 27.5 seconds. T minus 57.5 seconds. Math is exciting. There we go. So we will warp towards that, and we will begin our burn now. Perfect. And off we go into orbit. I would have liked to have more horizontal speed here. We definitely weren't aggressive enough with our gravity turn. There's no doubt about that. But that's okay. That is completely fine. It's not like we're short on Delta V in this thing. After all, we extended this tank pretty dramatically. And that's completely fine. If we're going to go to Gilly with this thing, or do like a Moon and Minmus land like I was talking about, we're going to have to be a little bit more frugal with it, but that should be okay. Just going to Minmus, I don't anticipate any real problems here. Let's go ahead and physics warp here. There we go. And we'll just get this burn done a little bit faster that way. Wonderful. Now we are officially in orbit. I'm just circularizing the orbit a little bit here. And that's good enough. There we go. And we will, of course, set our target to be Minmus. Our next point would be the ascending node here, so we're going to need to burn anti-normal at the ascending node. And it will be a burn about like... that's good enough. We could change when we burn this, perhaps. There we go. That'll do. So we'll go ahead and go to anti-normal. And we can physics warp that turn. Cool. So there's anti-normal, and we'll warp around to that. Excellent. So burn time of 37 seconds here, huh? Now I have to do more math. It's just not my day for math. Math in my head here. So 37 seconds is 3.5 seconds plus 15 seconds. So T minus 18.5 seconds. Perfect. So we're going to warp towards that. And we will begin this burn now. Wonderful. We can physics warp the burn. No problem with that. Okay, and we can come out of the physics warp. I want to take a look at this. 0.3 degrees, 2, 1, 0. That'll do. Okay, so now we need an encounter here. Honestly, burning basically now is probably what we want. Or very close to it. Yes. That'll do. So we will position prograde. And we're going to want to burn this at T minus 54 seconds here. Okay. We'll physics warp as we turn. Oh, Badlands, Badlands. Let's grab that. Quick, quick, quick. Oh, I missed it. I swear that's cursed. We're going to hop back in, and we will warp towards T minus 48 seconds. Or, no, 54 seconds. There we go. And prograde, and we want to burn now. Okay. Off we go. We could, I suppose, aim at the actual maneuver node. That is an option. There. We can physics warp this burn. At least for a bit here. It will be somewhat lengthy after all. Okay, that's the closest approach. I was like, hang on a moment. Are we having a moon encounter here? But no. I would not like to have a moon encounter. I'm going to unphysics warp because... I want to adjust our heading here, and it's kind of rocking all over. So we'll just position here, and we can stay here for the moment. That'll be fine. This amount of fuel pushes us this far. I love exponential curves. Absolutely great. We do have a moon encounter there, but hopefully it's not too big of one. Okay. Now, we could go a little closer in here, and I do want to. Something kind of like that. I failed it. Okay, we're going to turn around to retrograde. We don't care about this. Okay. We're going to be very cautious with this burn. That'll do. Okay. Close enough, and then once we're at this periapsis, of course, we'll do a retrograde burn, and we'll just bring that down to around, I don't know, 10 kilometers, probably. That'll do. It's a wacky inclination, but we'll see what it's looking like when we actually get there. So we'll go ahead and warp to here. Wonderful. We get some science from Minmus. That's good. And I mean, this is honestly enough fuel for us to land on. We could, but we'd have some laddering issues. We'll grab our magnetometer report, as well as our mystery goo observation and our material study. There we go. And we will collect all of that data. We'll have Hadgard EVA here. And Hadgard will head on down and reset that data for us. So we will restore our Science Junior, and we will also restore our Mystery Goo Containment Unit. We're not going to grab any other data from this, I don't think. There's not really a huge amount of point to it. We'll probably be back here at some point anyway, so let's just go ahead and warp over towards the maneuver node here. Okay. So we're going to want to burn this at T-minus 9 seconds, and we'll just get in position for that. This is in space high still here, so we're not going to grab additional data here at this time. We'll warp towards T-minus 9. And we will burn this right about now. Excellent. We probably should have closed the service bay, not like it really matters. Okay. That'll do. And at the periapsis here, we will go ahead and do another retrograde burn here. Just try to circularize it a bit. Something along the lines of this. It won't be much delta V. Yeah, that's 14 meters per second. Not a concern really in the slightest. This is close enough. Yeah, that'll do. We'll go ahead and warp to that, and we're going to try to YOLO this approach a little bit less than we did last time. We're passing over it pretty decently here, but we probably will next orbit as well. So that's okay. We'll grab the magnetometer report. We are in space near at this point, so we'll actually grab all of these. There's a mystery goo observation, magnetometer, and there we go. We'll go ahead and collect all that data. Cool. And we're just going to warp over towards the periapsis here a bit once we get in position here. We have plenty of delta V. We really could land on this if we wanted to. The question is, how would we transport our parts? Now that I don't know. But let's go ahead and warp to about here. This is looking pretty good, actually. Yeah, this is looking very good. So let's go ahead and create a maneuver about here. Yeah. Let's warp to here, and we'll see what that positioning is looking like. Decent. Very decent. We can always fine-tune our approach a bit later on. Okay, we're going to go into surface retrograde. And we're going to start burning this off quite soon. I don't care about this node anymore. Let's burn it about now-ish. Cool. Can we see the bullseye from this altitude? I don't think we can. So we're just going to kill our horizontal speed here. Okay, we're at about 1 meter per second horizontally right now. And we're starting to head on down. Like I said, we could land on this. If we did that, we might have to do some jumping. But you know, we probably wouldn't clear this, would we? Well, we might. We can try it. Worst thing that happens is we decouple this and lift this off and land it separately. Right? Like, that's the worst thing that happens there. You can see here we're coming down over this way. I'd like to switch over and make this be our target. And I'd like to burn... that's orbital retrograde. I'd like to burn not this direction necessarily, but I want to burn ever so slightly over this way. Everything is reversed from what I'm expecting right now. Yes. Let's burn this direction. Okay. I believe we have some positive vertical speed here. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to overshoot this pretty far as it is right now, but that's exactly what I want. I now want to go back into surface retrograde. And we're going to physics warp here as we turn. And we are looking to stop basically the moment that we're above this thing. Like at the apoapsis here. So we're 10 seconds from apoapsis. 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to burn now. Horizontal speed is going to come a little bit down here. Okay, now it's going up a little bit more. That's fine. This is looking pretty decent. We're not exactly on the money here, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and warp down towards the surface a bit. And we see our suicide burn countdown when we're warping is completely off. But I do see that we want to go over this direction a bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. We've overcompensated a little bit with the SAS here. Can we go to surface retrograde, please? Please? Yikes. Jebediah, you may have just killed everyone, but I think we're okay still. Yeah, we're okay still. Let's kill this relative speed. And let's take it over this direction a little bit. No, Jeb, stop it. Stop it, Jeb. There we go. This direction. Yes, that is the direction we want to go. There we go. I want to overshoot this ever so slightly. No, I don't want to go towards the ground. Back up, Jeb. Back up. Okay. Keeping an eye on the vertical speed here. This is looking decent. We'll go back to surface retrograde. We're only 300 meters above the surface right now. So we're going to need to be a little bit careful here. And we'll bring our speed right on down here. Cool. Just a very, very tiny burn at this point. We're about 100 meters away. We're less than 100 meters away, actually. Okay. We're coming in for a landing. Gonna let us drop a little further, but there we go. Go into stability assist. Beautiful. We've got 257 meters per second left. This is only a little awkward. It was definitely not designed to do this, but that's still hilarious, and I love it. We landed 27 meters away from the Probodobodine. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well, at this point, we need to somehow figure out how we're going to get our Kerbals over there. So, down is easy. There's no doubt about that. Down is easy. We'll have Bill EVA. And Bill is going to put his parachute in here and his EVA pack in here. And he is going to take the power part. So he will just climb down. And hopefully he won't knock over the craft. If he does, we should be able to handle it, though. But I think it's too heavy for him to do that. And then he'll let go and plummet the rest of the way. He'll be fine. This is not a concern. He'll even land on his feet, kind of. Emphasis on the kind of. Now, with us landed on this part, I'm probably not going to physics warp, and we're super close to it anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. So we're going to have Bill come down over here. Cool. And we are going to drop our part. There we go. Now Bill's going to stay here. And we are going to have Jebediah EVA here. And here's the question. How do we get people back up? I'm fairly certain that you can't carry 2 EVA packs. Yeah, that's too much weight. Wait, what? Okay, it reset it. Wait, did it? Now he has 2 parachutes. Oh, it's Hadgard who has the 2 EVA packs. Right. And Hadgard is inside. Apparently inside, that's fine. Good to know. So we've got the parachute, we've got the EVA pack, and could we bring the Communitron? No, we couldn't. Okay. So, Jeb, for now, is going to let go. And he is going to use the EVA pack. He's just going to come down here. And apparently headbutt the flag. Jeb has strong feelings about it. And of course, that's because Bill stole the flag with 2 Gs. He's not okay with Bill. Bill is right here, of course. And behind his back, Jebediah takes down that flag and puts up his new one. And Jebediah, of course, is going to put up a new flag, hope that Bill doesn't notice, and this flag is going to be named, "This flag is better than Bill's flag." There we go. And the plaque text. Wow, text. Words are suddenly incredibly difficult. We'll just read haha. Okay, there we go. Good job, Jeb. Jeb is going to do... He's going to be a bit of a test subject here. He's got an EVA pack. But he's going to head over here and is just going to see if he can make it up onto that ladder. Now, we can definitely jump that high, but the question is, do we jump too high? So we're going to test it with the EVA pack here, and there should be no, in theory, problem here. I don't think he's going to overshoot it. So we're going to position right about here. We're going to head forward and jump. That is about perfect. Convenient. I like it. So Jeb's work here is done. He completed the contract, and he will hop back in. There we go. Hadgard, however, his job is not done here yet. So he's going to EVA, and he is going to... He has the 2 EVA packs. Wait a second. Hadgard has 2 EVA packs. This is really cheesy. But apparently, if they're in... Yeah, if they're in the capsule, you can do that. So he just brought Bill an EVA pack. Now, he can't give Bill a second EVA pack. But Bill now has an EVA pack, and that means that we have a technique for rescuing these guys. So we're going to come out over this way. Not that we really need it, but that's certainly interesting to know. We're going to grab this surface sample, and we're going to hop on in here. There we go. That surface sample has been stored. And Hadgar will EVA again, and we will actually collect all of the data up here. So let's switch back to the actual craft, collect all of that data, and then we'll switch back to Hadgard, who will surface sample and keep that experiment. And then he's going to deposit his EVA pack here, and he's going to deploy the seismometer. So he'll go ahead and let go here and head on down to the surface. He'll be completely fine here. There we go. He'll get up and head on over. Bill, of course, can just fly back in. And that's okay. So we're going to deploy the seismometer here. There we go. We're going to grab the EVA pack from Bill, I think. Actually, no. I've changed my mind. We're going to have Hadgard hop over here. And Hadgard will be the one that is responsible for setting up the communications array. Since it doesn't matter who sets that up. He's overshot here. I was hoping he wouldn't take the big step there. So we'll just have to tap the button here so that he doesn't take a big step. And then he'll jump on up. Hadgard got a lot more altitude there, but that's okay. And he will then grab this. And he will let go. And down he goes. He'll bounce off the rocket a bit here, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He managed to stand up in midair there. That was exciting. Or rather, in mid-vacuum. There's no air here. So we will head on over and get this set up. That'll be perfect. This is going to be a huge amount of data, of course. When we go to Gilly, which we absolutely will soon, we're going to want to set this all up in one go. We're not going to want to have multiple flights out to Gilly if we can help it. So that's something that we're going to need to change, is how much capacity we have. So that'll be fine. We should have sufficient power here. Yeah, that should all be completely okay. So at this point, Hadgard can head back. And then Bill can fly back in since he's got the EVA pack. And we should be done here. So we'll just get lined up. And Hadgard will get some air here. Some vacuum. There we go. And now we will swap to Bill. We'll turn on his RCS pack. And off he goes. Cool. And we'll just head on in here. It is a lot more controllable when you have an RCS pack, of course. But he will go ahead and hop on in here. And we are done here. However, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll bring this on back to Kerbin. I do expect that we'll be able to recover the entire stage here, so that will be the plan. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a sincere thank you to all of the people who have signed up for channel memberships. Thank you for supporting this video. We don't have anyone at the council member tier just yet. You could be the first if you like. However, Peers of the Realm includes Spartan News. That is the shout-out tier there, and normally I would say something along the lines of, and everybody else, or something to that effect. We only have one other person at this point, and that is the Knight tier currently, so that is, fantastic. Thank you to both of you, and of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.